Bourbon Night. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
Sarah, we have something in the box. You know how I love it when we have things in the box.
You really do.
What's in the box?
This is Knob Creek 18.
Yes.
What an interesting box it is. It's not even a box. It's more of like a shadow box or something.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to like
do that.
Throw this open, otherwise it's locked in.
What do you do with this? You just put it back in?
Pop it back in, I guess.
It's got a thing here.
Chad loves the things. Marketing. 18 years old?
18 years old, Sarah.
100 proof.
Say your line.
It's not every day you get to have an 18-year-old.
She famously said that a couple years ago.
And then it stuck with me.
Yeah. I gotta figure out which way this wants to go.
This is always my least favorite part.
Here we go. Well, their wax has improved.
It has gotten better, yes. This is much easier, but still, like, I can see you flexing your arms a little bit, unless you're just doing that for attention.
What? Maybe it's over there.
Oh my god.
But, you know, speaking of over the years, this marks the 30th anniversary of Knob Creek and the whole small batch line in general.
Wait, what?
Yeah, 30
years. I guess so. You're telling me
well,
that it was 2017 when we got our 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like that long ago. Oh my gosh.
I know. But pause for cork pop. Okay.
Chad, why can't they just do both? I want cast strength.
Me too.
I want cast strength 30th anniversary. I mean, it seems like this is more in line of like what Heaven Hill kind of does with the Elijah Craigs with the, you know, the 18 and the 23 and the barrel proof is 12. Or, I mean, should we say Pappy? Because like in 2020, they did a 12 and a 15-year Knob Creek. We got a 12-year. We got a 15-year. We got an 18-year. Are we going to see a 20?
We're skipping 3 years.
What are we doing?
Speaking of numbers. This is twice as old as the typical age statement of 9 years. So a regular, 9-year-old Knob Creek 100 proof is $30. This is double the age, so you'd probably think double the price, right? So this was
no,
$60? No.
Why would it be $60?
No. Well, let's take that 60 and double that. 120. Was it 120?
No.
No. It actually cost us 180. But MSRP is 170. We paid.
We didn't overpay by
$10 more. Thanks, Total Wine.
But when are you gonna see an 18-year what is?
It's not every day.
It's not every day. So my concern with this is that I'm going to feel like, much like I feel with the Elijah Craig 18 and the older things from Pappy, not that I'm comparing this to Pappy, we reach a threshold where the oak is more than I would like it to be. It's taking the balance of the flavor, it's front and center stage. And I'm like, no, I want more balance.
Maybe you should just smell it.
I know, he's gonna like it because it's Jim Beam, it's gonna be nutty, it's gonna be oaky. Chad's gonna be like, yay. I mean, it does smell like an extra oaky Knob Creek.
But also it's got the underlying nuttiness, the silkiness, sort of a peanut butteriness. Yes. I mean, look at the color.
Brown sugar
the color, Duke, the color.
It's beautiful.
I'm getting, nuttiness, caramel, chocolate, toastiness, oak.
Yeah, chocolate-covered peanuts.
There's a butteriness and silkiness to the nose.
Definitely smells like a candy bar. Maybe like a Snickers that has caramel and peanuts and stuff
because it satisfies.
It does. You're not you when you're thirsty.
Have a little Knob Creek 18. How come? Not you when you're thirsty.
It really does smell, though, like a candy bar in that way of like the chocolate, the peanut,
some nougat.
The caramel.
All right, to your health. Oh.
Ooh, that goes dark.
It goes dark, and it goes into the chest pretty quickly.
A lot of barrel. I mean, again, I would expect at this age, spending that much time in there.
Yeah.
A lot of char, a lot of the oak. I don't know, I wouldn't say a touch of dryness, maybe. I wouldn't call it dry. I'm just saying it definitely dries up on the finish.
Yeah, a touch. What I'm not getting on this first sip is a whole lot of leather. I am getting the oak.
Yeah, for sure, oak.
But like tobacco leaf and leather that you would think around an 18-year, that's when you're gonna definitely should be or could be getting some of those notes.
Other signs of maturity.
Leather-bound books and so forth. Decent finish, medium to long finish.
I would say medium.
Yeah. Well, they did go into the chest. I like that about it. It didn't just all hang out here in the mouth.
Sure, that is nice. It's like 100 proof. It's keeping some of the viscosity that I think it once had when it was barrel proof. Mm-hmm. It goes away so quickly.
It's a little bitter.
I want that back.
A little bitter.
On the finish?
Well,
or like towards the back half of the palate?
To finish, yes.
I agree, and I think that's like so much char and oak. Maybe that's what I meant by I thought it was slightly dry. Like, I do feel the physical sensation of it becoming slightly dry as it moves towards the finish. But yeah, I do think that there is also this like bitterness that sets in on the side of your tongue that kind of just, you know, how bitter things just kind of make your tongue scrunch up. Not physically, but you know what I mean.
Well, and also just that high percentage of cocoa or cacao, that type of bitterness too. I think we should let it sit in our glass for a few minutes and let it open up. So while we wait, we want to tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get the t-shirt that I'm wearing, the hat, glasses, our water glasses, rocks glasses, copitas. We also have bottle cut candles, hoodies, and more, always coming soon. That's whiskyambitions.com.
And you can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. And that is where we release our exclusive barrel picks, the opportunity to participate in barrel picks, discounts, depending on your tier for whiskyambitions.com, after the episode exclusives, and more. Ooh, you know what I want to do?
Yeah, and another
compare
round?
this to the 25th.
Ooh, the 25th. We could also compare it to the 15, the 15 cast strength, the 1500 proof.
A lot of options.
The 1200 proof.
We'll have to decide.
But we'll be right back. And we're back. Let it sit here for a little while. Let it open up in this glass, see what's going on.
I definitely get more of like the peanutty,
It's definitely
caramely coming through.
Jim Beam profile all the way.
I think the longer it's sat, as far as the nose goes, the oak has allowed some other things to kind of come through a little bit more. It's not just like, I'm oaky.
This isn't the first time that we had this. We had it up at a bar in Northern Kentucky called the Old Kentucky Bourbon Bar, or OKBB.
It's fuzzy.
We saw it there and we're like, we haven't had it before. This is before we owned our bottle. So we got a pour. And at the time, I remember thinking, now this wasn't also our first drink of the evening.
That's why I said, it's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, like this is our first drink of the day. But then it wasn't. But I remember thinking, oh, it's really good. I love the oak and everything that's going on, but man, I wish it was higher than 100 proof. I really wish it was 120 proof. Here, having it as the first bourbon of the day, I'm not feeling that as much. You know? What about you?
I still feel that.
You still feel it?
Yeah. Okay, so
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish this were 120 proof or cast strength.
for me, it's not this particular liquid at this age at either 100 proof or cast strength. I recognize that, like, if this 18-year-old product was cast strength, the level of, like, it probably needed, the level of oak probably needed to be brought down a little bit with some water, just because I think it would just be so overpowering. Like, that bitterness and that slight dryness that we get on this, on the finish, I think at cast strength would probably not be very good.
Right.
I want to see more like what they did with the 25th anniversary. I don't know. I think that one was age stated, but I can't remember. But something more between 12 and 15 years at cast strength. So I don't care so much about the age.
Right.
But I do care about the proof. Like, I feel like this has done a good job of holding on to some mouthfeel, but I feel like there was something once better. You know, that there was a better place to land in between
the
cast
perfect
strength.
spot.
Yeah, and 100 proof.
Well, especially for you and sort of your profile when it comes to oak that we sort of identified is you would have been probably fine with the 15 year.
Yes.
Without it going to the 18 because
Even
15
12.
would have plenty of oak for you.
I just thought of a funny episode idea. Instead of doing this one, the 15 and the 12, in another round, we should do the oak is right instead of the price is right, and we'll do like a Goldilocks and the Three Bears type of situation
I like that.
in an episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
Huh.
and we'll decide where is the oak right.
But I'm with you there. Do I need am I glad to have been able to experience what an 18-year-old Knob Creek tastes like? Absolutely.
Sure.
Would I rather give up age to increase proof? More than likely, yes. And in this case, yeah.
Some.
And typically for our taste, I think we're gonna, pull back the age if we can increase the proof and keep, just keep that viscosity, keep all the.
I mean,
I would
you
like to
could.
see this at 107 proof, but then they'd have to call it Baker's. But
That's the problem, is that like if they can't go really between cast strength and 100 proof when it comes to Knob Creek. It's either 120, the only cask strength that they did for the 25th anniversary, or it's 100 proof. Otherwise, it's another one of their products.
Well, they did
right?
that 12-year cask strength also. So they
Right.
they rarely do cask strength.
They rarely do
but
cask strength.
It's time to go to recommend or not. 170 MSRP is a lot.
This is tough. I mean, because I can't say that this is a bad pour.
No, not at all.
It's really coming down to personal preference for me. You know, if we had an extra $180, would I spend it on this, another bottle of this, or would I spend it on something else? Personally, while I recognize this is good, it's just too oaky for me. I think I'm happier with something that is a little bit younger, even if it's at 9 years or 10 years in a single barrel, at a higher proof.
May I bring up to the court Exhibit A?
You may approach the bench.
A 17-year-old Heaven Hill that is 118.2 proof that was not too oaky for you, Sarah.
That is true.
So maybe it's more the distillery's profile, depending on your oak threshold.
Sure.
For me, it's not too oaky, but it is bordering on an area where I'm gonna put this more in. I have to be in that mood, you know, a really cold, chilly night, or I'm drinking it outside. That oak is just gonna help to warm me up. It's making a little oak fireplace in my chest, right?
Yeah.
But I would probably rather get a 120 and get that fire going, you know, stoke that fire even more in the chest.
Yeah.
So it becomes more of a specialty pour when it's this oaky for me, but I do enjoy it. And like I said, I'm glad to have tried it, but it's not gonna be that everyday grab it off the shelf like the 9 or the 12 year.
If someone poured this for me, I would not be mad about it. I would drink it. I would probably ask for another. And I don't know, if you purchase this, I don't think that you're necessarily going to be disappointed. This one's just, it's not hitting the right mark for me personally to pay that price again.
So here's what it comes down
So-
to. If you play in the $180, $170 bourbon price range, and that's fine for you, you're not gonna live or die on that purchase, then I say go ahead and get it, because it is a good product. It tastes good, also depending on your oak tolerance. But if you like a nice old oaky bourbon, you're not gonna be disappointed with this, unless that's your last 180 that you have, and you should be, you know, you could spend it on 10 bottles instead of one. But if it's not such a big deal to you, are you going to be disappointed with this? Absolutely not. So because of that,
You're going to go pro.
I recommend it.
I'm going to say, because I can't disagree with anything you said, and I can't say it better. If you're like me and you don't love things that are extra oaky, and you find a diminishing threshold, I'm going to say that you could probably spend that money better for you. So I'm going to go pass. Even though I recognize that it's a good bottle.
Okay.
And I don't think it's an unfair price for an 18-year-old. At 100 proof, we could debate it out all day,
Right,
but
yeah.
we're not going to sit here and do that. So
We'll do that in
we have
another round.
spoken. We are household divided.
There you go. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to us already, we'd love to have you. You can do so by clicking right up here. There are suggestions of other videos down here, and we hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay. Till next time, drink more bourbon.